Hello everyone, my name is Anna Matvienko. I decided to record this video to talk about Google Search Console, a really helpful tool for webmasters, SEOs and just website owners. But I decided to divide this video into two parts. The first one will be for beginners, for those who just want to understand the main metrics and reports, see some real examples and see some general recommendations. And the second more advanced part will be for users who are already familiar with Google Search Console but want to find some new opportunities on how to use this tool or to understand some specific metrics, to hear my tips and tricks how to use this tool. So please wait for the second part and let's go. So first of all, Google Search Console, what is about? This useful tool provides information on how Google crawl, index and serve sites. This can help you to monitor and optimize your search performance in Google. Main features allows you to monitor indexing and crawling, monitor web vitals and mobile usability of your site, identify and fix technical errors, overview search performance of URLs, request indexing of updated pages, and I forgot to mention in this list to remove some URLs from indexation temporarily, and review and understand the most prominent internal and external links on your site. How to get started with Google Search Console? The most common way which Google recommends is to use domain method verification, but very often it requires some technical knowledge on how to get inside the domain verification system and how to do that. And sometimes it could be tricky. In most cases, if you are not a website owner, it will be a problem for you. So my first tip is to use URL prefix verification method, which allows you to verify your website in different ways, such as HTML file upload, HTML tag, Google Analytics, tracking code, etc. But don't forget to add a few new versions of your site, with www and without it, with HTTPS and HTTP version, with slash at the end of URL and without. It would help it to see whether some duplicated version of your site gets some clicks or impression, and it would be a bad signal because only one version of your site should be indexed. So don't forget to monitor these metrics from time to time, at least a few times per year, to see whether only one version of your site is indexable. Main reports and metrics. The first page is overview, which contains summary about manual actions, security issues, total clicks and error valid indexed pages, summary of your error or valid enhancement for a site, mobile friendly URLs, core vital metrics, shopping structure data found on your site, etc. Don't pay too much attention to these reports because it just overview, it's big picture, health overview of your site. Dive deep into data below to understand your URLs better. Performance section allows you to see dynamic of clicks, impressions, CTR and position. How many times people clicked on the URLs, how many numbers of times it shows in Google search, which means impression, CTR, which means divide impression by clicks, position as well as string, and you can play with data in very many different ways. You could choose different period of time to compare your data, but please collect some data before making some meaningful decision and making some summaries, because sometimes every business has some spark and decrease in traffic. So before make an alarm, compare the data with the previous period, with the same previous period last year, for instance, to see whether it's more common for your business to see these sparks in clicks and impression. Don't worry too much if you don't collect data, and yeah, it's okay. Don't pay too much attention to clicks and impression. Much more information require your attention. The next one is URL inspection tool. and this is a really useful way how to diagnose the specific URL of your website. It allows you to see whether it's mobile friendly, which structured data it has, and view how Google see your website. You can see a screenshot of how HTML is crawled by Google, to see how many JavaScript resources are struggled to load, and to see any important problems which could stop Googlebot to understand your URL. Page indexing report allows you to see the main problems, technical issues which have been found on your site, and any indexing problems which were encountered. You could see there are a lot of reasons why web pages couldn't be crawled, but once again, a lot of beginner users, they worry too much about these reports, but my recommendation is to dive deep into each problem more precisely before giving these URLs to a developer with screaming what to do, because first of all, Google Search Console sometimes gives false positive results on each problem, and the second thing is that it's not always a bad case if your URLs are not indexed. For instance, author archives for some reason could be your decision to not to index them, or checkout page or thank you page. It shouldn't be indexed and it doesn't bring some value. So, don't worry if Google say this page contains no index and that is why it wasn't crawled by Google. So always look more precisely on sample URLs which are reported there, and retrieve data from live Google index to make meaningful decision from this report. The next section is sitemap. It is quite simple. You could use it to verify, to submit URL, to submit your sitemap to Google, to show another way where your sitemap is, and see index coverage. So which URL were crawled, discovered, maybe there is some problems. So you could always a good practice to submit sitemap there, so that it will be easier for Googlebot to discover updates on your pages. Removals help you to do the opposite, to remove pages from Google Index for some reason. If you struggle to set up redirects want to remove pages, it's a great way to request to no index pages, but pay attention that this signal is temporary, and if other signals give Google a new clue that this page should be indexed, for instance, I don't know, a lot of internal links lead to pages which were request to reindex, it will be a signal to crawl it one more time, and it's just a temporary decision how to get off useless URLs quickly, but then you still need time to close it forever or return to a website structure. It depends on the situation. But remember that this is not one-size-fits-all decision in that case. Experience URL shows general understanding whether your website passes Google Vitals requirements. It's a new, if you're not familiar with that, it's a new way how Google understands whether your page is fast and easy to read by users. So you could see any sparks and metrics for Google Vitals and read more in Googlebot. I will leave a link below to the main documentation. Also, you will see the distribution of mobile usability pages and see any issues why your website could be not mobile friendly. Once again, pay attention and check the data manually, because it could be false positive. It could be some inconsistent results. So one more time, download the data, export it, and try to use it in some other tools, just to verify that the problem is real before annoying developers or trying to fix problems, waste time on useless tasks on your own. Yeah, the next one, it's quite new section. If your website contains shopping types of structured data, for instance, product review or something, you could see any problems which are detected there, or some problems with merchant listings for a commerce magazine. If you don't, it's not a problem. You're not required to have this structured data. It just allows you to easier to see some problems in Spark and product listings. And below you could also see other types of structured data, which helps Google to understand more quickly where are breadcrumbs, where a site link search, maybe author page with structured data on it. Really useful for those who try to fix structured data issues and to see real examples how Google retrieves data from your structured data pages. Yeah, a lot of beginners don't pay attention to that important section, security and manual actions, but I really advise you to check at least once per half a year to see whether Google could do some manual action or security action to your site. So just click it and to see that no issues are detected, and if they are, of course, it's a complicated topic. I want to lose your time on this video, but I will link to some resources on what to do if you see that there are some issues with manual action and security action on your site. Last but not least, links. Yeah, I particularly don't like this wrapper, to tell the truth, because it's just a sample of data. It doesn't contain all links, and important to monitor with some other tools your links metrics to see more precisely. But yeah, in general, it's a great way to see a big picture of inner link strategy on your site, the more popular anchors, the more popular resources which link to your site, and also to see which internal links are used more often in your site, and maybe to prioritize it. But when again, I recommend you to use some other tools, for instance, Ahrefs or SEMrush or some other popular tools on the market, to look more precisely on link strategy of external links and internal links on your site. That's all for today. I hope you find it useful. If you have some question, please don't hesitate and write it below the video. And let's see you in the second part, more advanced level of Google Search Console. Happy crawling, happy analyzing Google Search Console, and bye-bye.